everyone doing? It's a great morning to see you all, although now it's afternoon because we've just gone past 12 o'clock. We're back for painting up the monster manual. Thank you to chat already who are keeping me straight and keeping me on for making sure everything's sorted out, because I'm not going to lie, turns out I got pretty burnt out and I just got out of bed, so woohoo, rushing around. But I'm joined, as always, for the next episode of Painting Up the Monster Manual by my amazing friend, Richard. Richard?
Oh, me?
Yeah! Who are you? And while you do your regular who you are, I'll put up some pictures of things like the YOCHLOL and some prints that we can get. So yeah, Richard, who are you? And where can people find you?
I'm Richard. I am YOCHLOL. I am from YOCHLOL 3D, your one-stop shop for all your 3D printing needs. From small wee tabletops to collectibles to terrain to statues to anything you really want, you know, props, anything you fancy, put it on the printer. Files, if you want to provide the files, we can do this and check this out for you. We are a full-blown 3D printing service, so heads up.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And today's mini is this one here, which is the Void Realms YOCHLOL? YOCHLOL?
YOCHLOL.
Yeah, the last of the demons. So we're through the demons as of the end of today. So obviously, this is the mini that we're going to be painting up. We'll talk more about the mini and the monster in a minute. But Richard, as always, has got some fucking new stuff that's awesome coming to the store. Like, more from... these are so pretty. So pretty.
Right, these are pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, like, I feel like anybody playing in a Ravenloft setting just needs all of these as, like... Yeah.
What I do love about cast and play as well is, so you see the bases?
Yes.
Top right hand corner. They weirdly make excellent coasters.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, there's a few I've printed out and use them as cup of tea coasters.
That's very cool. But that dragon, that's unreal.
It's wicked, isn't it?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. But you've also got some other things like these.
The Artisan Guild, this one's set is, I can never remember what he bloody calls them, but sea people. Lack of a better word, they are Nagas, and they are awesomely mounted on sharks. The Juriken, that's it, the Juriken.
Are they like the Sahorgan then?
Say again?
Are they like Sahorgan then?
Yeah, whatever that is.
The D&D monster, the underwater fish people.
That's probably what the word is, but I know.
Yeah, I love that sharp face and jawline. We got some mer people.
Sea mutant.
That's very cool. There's the set.
It is just awesome. And the sharks look so cool.
Yeah, they do. I was like, how about sea elves on narwhals? That'd be cool. Oh, these are very cool.
The sharks come on their own as well, so they come, like you see in the picture there, saddleless if you just want sharks.
Ah, look at that priest. That's awesome. Like, I love the lightning coming off the hands onto the actual lightning eels and stuff. That's very awesome. Damn. I like the serrated blade there.
It's huge as well.
Stardew Valley, how you doing? You haven't missed much. We've just come on because I've only just got out of bed. We're just looking through some of the minis that Richard's currently got coming out from Artisan Guild this month. I love that terrain.
It's wicked.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. So yeah, please go check out Richard at Warrior Prince 3D. Check him out on Instagram. Check him out on his Etsy store. But also look at things like that bust of the Juriken. Yeah, they're just very, very, very cool. Yeah, but we're not going to avoid the point of today's episode, which is to fight and paint up the YOCHLOL. So this is the mini that we're doing, which is that Void Realm minis, and it looks like a veiny demon tree with an eye in it, to say the least. However, I am starting today off with it primed in two colours. I primed it with a light pixie pink and then zenithed it with a white. I'll get into a bit more of that later on. How are you going to approach yours today, Richard?
I'm always going to flat out go yellow, and then since you said about airbrushes, I'm going to use my airbrush. But then, obviously, while we were talking beforehand, I've decided I'm going to throw a bit of purple alchemy in the lower highlights.
So,
Say like highlights, like shadows.
yeah, and
See what happens.
yeah, so this will be interesting because I am doing a technique that I really like when it comes to painting yellow, and I also am using an airbrush today. So I'm just cleaning it out right now because I was using it a bit yesterday, just before we were streaming with Dragon School Studios. And I'm looking forward to getting this started. So let's talk about the monster itself. So the YOCHLOL, the YOCHLOL, the yokel, however you're saying that, because it's one very, very interesting spelling, is an interesting demon because it is very linear when it comes to storytelling, because this isn't like something that's sent out by most armies within the Demon Horde. It is only used by Lolth, the Spider Queen. So these things fall under her realm of creation, and they are only ever seen or used within her demon web, basically. So in her plane of existence or in her temples and places like that. They are a very interesting CR10 creature. So they're not just some door fodder, they're not just some basic lower end demon. These have been specifically created for a reason. They are used as spies, they are used as infiltrators, they are used as information gatherers, and they are used as protectors. So all of that in one is a lot to go by, and that is represented in the stat block. Because when we look at the stat block, this is a CR10 creature. So Richard, I hope you're rolling up a level 10 character. I'll give you an actual full-on level 10 today. Its armor class is 15, natural armor. So for a CR10, it's low. That's its dip on the big three. Its hit points are 136, or 16d8 plus 64. So we're looking at nearly 300 max, but 136 rules as written. Now this thing looks like an ooze, and most oozes in D&D move very, very slowly. Not this thing. This thing has a 30-foot speed and a 30-foot climb, which is nuts. And although it looks like an ooze, it is not an ooze. It's classed as a fiend, a demon shape changer. It's got the standard immunities of cold, fire, lightning, resistances of cold, fire, lightning, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks. Immune to poison in both condition and damage. It has dark vision 120. It's got a passive perception of 12, and it speaks abyssal, elvish, and undercommon, which is more than we're seeing on most of the other demons. This is because it's quite intelligent. All of its stats are in the plus. So we're looking at +2 for strength, +2 for dex, +4 for constitution, +1 for intelligence, +2 for wisdom, and +2 for charisma. Which again, we're not used to seeing all the way across the demons. We're used to seeing something being a dump stat. The reason that they're all in the positive is because of its abilities. The first one, shape changer. The yokel can use its action to polymorph into a form that resembles a female drow or a giant spider, or back into its true form. Its statistics are the same in each form. Any equipment it's wearing or carrying isn't transformed. It reverts to its true form if it dies. So already as an infiltrator or as a spy, we're taking on giant spider forms, which can be found in pretty much any locations, or we're taking on drow forms, which you're probably going to interact with and talk to first. That friendly drow all of a sudden that's like, hey, you know, what are you guys doing here? I need help. Could be there to trick people. It has magic resistance, as standard for all demons, so advantage on saving throws. It also has spider climb, so it can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings, without needing to make an ability check. We're not done. It has more. Innate spellcasting, so it is also a spellcaster, and it can innately cast, at will, detect thoughts. So again, that infiltration, that trying to lie to it, or trying to find a way to get into places, that's perfect for that. Web, so obviously we can cast sticky webs all over the place. That slows down your melee fighters. Once a day, dominate person. That is a big spell. That's absolutely wild that once per day it can just do that. web walker, and it ignores movement restriction caused by webbing. So just like a spider, as blessing from Lolth, it can, go from there. Absalom says no such thing as a friendly drow, and you're quite right. So let's look. Well, is he friendly or is he just the anti-hero?
Friendly.
Yeah. Well, he's the exception to the rule, and I think Jarl Axel, but apparently I'm wrong because he's a pirate. So let's look at the actions. It's got multi-attack, but only 2 on the multi-attack for melee. So slam or bite in spider form, which is melee weapon plus 6 to hit, reach 5 foot, or 10 foot in demon form. And it hits dealing 1d6 plus 2 bludgeoning or piercing in spider form, plus 66 poison damage. So it really is hitting you out for some nasty bits afterwards. However, it's also got another action it can take, which isn't an attack, but is pretty handy. Mist form. The yokel can transform into a toxic mist or revert to its true form. Any equipment it's wearing or carrying is also transformed, and it reverts to its true form if it dies. Whilst in mist form, the yokel is incapacitated and can't speak. It has a flying speed of 30 feet, can hover, can pass through any space that isn't airtight. It has advantage on strength, dexterity, constitution saving throws, and is immune to non-magical damage. While in mist form, the yokel can enter a creature's space and stop there. Each time that creature starts its turn, with the yokel in its space, the creature must succeed on a DC 14 con save or be poisoned until the start of its next turn. While poisoned this way, the target is incapacitated. That is horrible. That's one bad dice roll away from death, which is absolutely wild. Have you used these before, Richard?
I haven't. I don't know.
Yeah. So when I say that, like, having an AC 15 is the dump stat, but there's a reason for that, they are pretty nasty. Imagine having 2 of these where one can incapacitate them, the other one comes in and attacks. It's just absolutely insane. So I haven't used one of these before, but I do like them. Hey, Jimworth, how you doing? I hope everyone's all good. Dibs, can I get a refund? No. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. So I guess, what is your level 10 character, Richard?
It is Urahana.
Yeah.
Bloodhunter.
Urahana Blood Hunter. Try saying that. Urahana Blood Hunter. I'm going to quickly decant my yellow, which is not what I wanted first anyway. So, I guess there's nothing to do but set a scene. What's the race that you've got?
It is a half-elf.
Oh dear. There's a reason to fight somebody there. So, Urahana Blood Hunter. Maybe whichever side Mum or Dad's the half-elf is on, you never knew them. They were an adventure of some kind. Your parent that you stayed with says, and they met after they'd saved the village that you are from. And when you're old enough, you decide it's time to go out and try and find Mum or Dad. And you set out into the great wide world. Maybe it's you end up in a forest and you're trying to track down the elven heritage of your parenthood, and you've been told by these villagers that are in a land far away from wherever you started that there are elves in the woods, and that maybe that's where your parenthood or your lineage may come from. But they've never seen the elves. They've never come across them or anything like that. They've only ever heard of them in passing. And you think, okay, I'm gonna go and try and meet them. Maybe they are the right ones. And you begin to head into this forest. And as you get in there, it just gets darker and darker and darker. You notice that there are loads of spiders around, and creatures seem to flee from them as if they were
Nasty bastards.
Yeah, but you start finding arrows and hunting equipment, traps, snares that have been used in the past, and all of them have like elvish writing on them, and then another kind of writing as well that you're not quite sure what that is. I'm going to get a timer ready here as well, actually. Press on, hoping to find something, somebody, and you end up using your elven heritage and your elven eyes to find your way through this jungle until you come across a beautiful stone. It's almost like a church, but it's kind of a bit more gothic in its architecture, and it seems to be half buried in the ground, like either the ground came up and swallowed part of it, or only the top half is now visible, basically. But there is a doorway, and it's open. Within it, you see steps leading down. Half-elves have dark vision, right? And where to normal mortals, normal humans and other creatures, you wouldn't be able to see into the darkness, you can. And you see a well-trodden but dusty stairwell that leads 150 at least foot down. You see spider webs cling to the wall and the ceiling that almost form like a funnel, but the ground itself is clear of webbing. Each step has like elven runes on it, and you can definitively tell that they are elven, but you're not quite sure what they are. And you begin to make your way down, thinking maybe they are living underground, maybe this is an older home that's not used anymore. And as you go further and further down, it gets colder and colder and colder, until you end up in maybe it's some kind of room of prayer, where there are a few pews and there are a few bits that you can see maybe once were an altar. You see all around the room thick, glistening webs of white. In your dark vision of black and white, they just show up as the brightest thing in there. There are effigies of spiders and elves and weird hybrids of them all around the walls. And you turn back to the altar and you see an elf stood in front of it. Their hands calmly in front of them, just hand in hand. And as you move a bit closer to them, you see that their skin is dark. It's like a purple.
What can I smell?
Give me a perception check based on smell.
For I am Order of the Like.
Okay, give me a smell. Give me a snifferoo.
Snifferoo with my advantage roll. Gonna fucking need it after that. 23.
Okay. You can smell... There, let's get my airbrush ready. A thick, earthy smell that is quite musty. It's not like the soil of the forest that you had when you went through. It's more now like decayed and a little bit bitter to your nose. It's almost like old fungi, mushrooms, myconids. You smell the decay of maybe old blood, and you start to like see that there are these little sacks hanging from the ceiling. Oh, this was a spider's den. Those sacks have had something living in them. You smell something, again, quite sickly to your nose, coming from the direction of the elf. And they, in Elvish, are like, "Come, friend. Welcome home. Tell me, how did you find us here?"
Can I insight check this thing?
Oh, absolutely.
You said it smells funky.
It smells funky.
Doesn't smell like an elf.
Not any elves that you've met, but you've never met an elf like this.
An 18 insight.
18 insight, so I'm going to give them a check. It's a 9 on the dice, plus a 2. They want you to come closer. They're beckoning almost. There's like their silver pupilless eyes and this like shock of white hair on this androgynous dark elf, this drow. And I don't think you know what a drow is, but they beckon like, come, talk. What are your surface thoughts?
Is this an enemy? Do I attack?
I don't bite.
Well, I do.
Please, I offer you no threat. And this is all in Elvish. I am merely a guide. Why do you come here?
Okay. And I will step forward apprehensively.
And kin you have found. Come, come. What do you know of the elves of old? I see you are not full heritage. Was it your mother or your father that was the elf?
My mother.
Then you have the blood of our people. And they gestured to the walls around. Our people have a long history with this world, and with many worlds. How close are you getting?
I am staying out of arm's reach.
Give me a mechanical distance that you are stepping to.
7.5 feet away.
7.5 feet away. Perfect. So.
But I'm on my toes.
Yeah, that's fine. And as you like get a little bit closer, like, and they're talking about like the Spider Queen, like it's like the Queen of the Elves. She casts her web wide over the world and makes sure that her kin are looked after everywhere. And the fact that you have come to me, and then starts like the face bubbles and the arms start outstretching as you get within 10 feet, and they will use their action to shape change into the full form of the yokel. But because you were ready, I'm not going to give them a surprise round. We need to roll initiative.
7.
Oh, I need to double check if they've got anything proficiencies on that. Okay, so I rolled a 4 on the dice. +2 for a 6.
Oh.
Timer starts. Let's go. I am starting by hitting up the bottom of this mini with some wicked pink, and then I'm going to hit it up with the iodine yellow, and we're pretty much done from there. How are you going to approach this mini?
Hitting the bottom with purple alchemy.
Nice. So, this thing starts to transform. Your senses were correct. As it like starts to reach out towards you, it's like, come feed my Spider Queen.
As it transforms, so do I. And I'll sort of wolf out at it.
Is that your actions transform?
It's my actions transform.
Anything else?
Oh no! Bonus action, I transform into my hybrid form.
There you go.
Then I will full burn attack with all my hybrid form predatory strikes.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, so what's higher? Alright, 18 to hit.
Hits.
And an 18 to hit. Sorry, 17 to hit. 17.
Yeah, both hit with an armor class of 15.
Ooh, max damage. 11. 10, 21. And I get my decent extra with them because they become my right weapons. 30 points of damage.
30, yeah?
Yeah.
And is this classed as a magical attack?
Yeah.
Okay, so it has this like.
And it's narcotic damage for the extra 9.
Okay. So all of that goes through because it's magical attacks, and you carve through this like. It turns into this like ooze-looking creature, and maybe you've met oozes on your journey, and you think, okay, you carve into it, but it's got more sustenance to it than that, more body, and it is like hitting a tree. But you do carve a hefty chunk out of it, and tainted blood. You are not even worthy to be an elf. Anything else from yourself?
No, because I've used my bonus action to transform, and I'm not going to move away because I'm a fucking big bad wolf.
Yeah, fair enough. So, before I take my go, now that obviously I primed with Pixie Pink and I did a Zenith in White, I've now hit this with Wicked Pink from just underneath to catch some of those areas. And this is going to turn yellow and orange in a minute. So now I need to clean out my airbrush. As for its go, let's get some attacks off on you, I think. Or, actually, no. No. Let's have a look at that one. Let's go with... Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Okay. 22.
Or passes. This creature, this horrid looking oozy tree, as you blink, it's like you spend 1,000 years with your eyes closed. Like time itself stops as you sense this thing in your mind as it tries to take control with a dominate person. But as it's showing you your past and there's memories of your father and different people that were in your life, your elvish heritage helps you push through and you manage to stave off this mental assault. It will then okay. So it begins to move away from you. If you'd like to use any reactions.
Other than an opportunity attack?
Yeah. Attack of opportunity, basically, if you want it.
So, no, 11 to hit.
No, so it misses. And they, like, moves like roots pulling it across the ground, but it's just like almost like symbiotic movement of this like liquid that drips everywhere. It ends up walking onto the like corner where the floor meets the wall, and these thick webs begin to go up the wall, and it goes with it, and you see it moves with ease as it climbs 20 foot up the wall to where the base of the ceiling is, and is now 20 foot above you, clinging from the ceiling, but you know, over in the corner basically. It's your go.
I will. I'm gonna throw a flask of oil at it.
Okay. Give me an attack roll. Plus dexterity.
Dirty 20.
Let's get a hit. Okay, so the oil splashes over it. Anything else? While you do that, so this is now the state of this mini. I am going to cover this in iodine yellow. Anything else from yourself?
I'm going to hold my action.
So it would be your action?
No, it's action to throw.
Yeah.
Bonus action. I'm going to hold the dash action.
So you're holding it as a bonus action, yeah?
Yeah, holding my bonus action to move.
Can you hold a bonus action in D&D?
Actually, no. Scrap that. I'm not going to hold anything because I want my reaction. So I'm just going to wait and watch what happens.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a good rule to look up, though, whether you can hold a bonus action in D&D. I don't know the answer to that, unless anybody else does. And I wonder if 2024 D&D will change that. So, end of your go. And this is where I'm at so far. Need to do a couple more layers, but I need that to dry. So, yeah, buddy. That's awesome. As it clings to the ceiling, you watch as the oil drips from it. So the missile says, as a bonus action is the same as a reaction, I would say yes. And then Dib says, I don't believe you can. They try to uncrypt roll. The computer says no. Yeah, I think rules is written. Bonus action can't be held. Reaction is always spent to hold on to a held, to let off a held action. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look deeper into that one. But as it's dripping with oil, you watch as its form begins to bubble again, and then it sort of shimmers with a mist as it goes incorporeal and becomes its mist form. The oil just drops that was clinging to it and lands on the floor at the corner of the wall. It then, with a much faster flying speed, this cloud of yellow toxic gas just speeds towards you and then encompasses your space all around you. That's the end of its go. At the start of your turn, I need you to make a con save, please.
With no reaction. Con save, sorry.
Yes, please. Start your turn.
18.
Passes as you feel like it begins to push its way into your lungs, but you manage to stave it off and you are not affected by its poison. It's your go.
I'm going to strike out and move out of the way.
Okay, so make a strike.
So as I move, I will strike twice. And then use my bonus action to strike a third time. Natural 20 for a 29.
Yeah.
That, so 6, 11, 17. That's 17. Ah, shit. 23. 27 damage from the crit.
27 from the crit, which I'm going to double because of our crit rules. Unless you've already doubled it.
No, that's everything. That's all figured out.
Nice. And that is magical still, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all goes through.
Then I got a 28 to hit.
Yeah, definitely hits.
And one attack is 30-20 to hit.
Yep.
So 8, 11, 17, and some of those. 17, 25 additional magical damage.
25, there we go. 2 heavy hits, and it can't talk in this form, but like, it's almost like you're ripping asunder the mist itself, and you're moving out of it, yeah?
Yeah.
It is technically incapacitated in this form, so it cannot make an attack of opportunity. You can just straight up go for it.
So yeah, I'd literally just move to whatever space it doesn't occupy, if any.
Yeah, cool. You easily get to like 20 foot away from it. On its go, it spends its action to leave its mist form, and you watch as the mist begins to form a different shape as it turns into a corporeal giant spider with these silver eyes and this like purple fur that or these hairs that are all over its body. It then turns around and scuttles its way up the wall and back onto the ceiling.
Turn around.
And there is now a giant fucking spider about 40 foot away from you on the ceiling. Dragon School says, can you hold your bonus action in D&D 5e? Go to bonus action for D&D 5e characters. If planning to hold your action for a specific opportunity, be sure to utilize your bonus action before announcing a held action plan to the DM and other players. Once your turn ends, even if you're holding an action, you won't be able to use that wasted bonus action. So you cannot hold a bonus action. There you go. Thank you, Dragon Skull.
Yeah.
I like it. And Dibs came in with that one as well. But if you're a GM at home, you can, the rules are just guidelines. You can do whatever you want. So if you want to say that, yeah, players can hold a bonus action, fair enough. To which end, it's moved, it's done shape change. It can't do any others. It's your go. So far,
How long is it?
40 feet. And that's how mine's looking.
Fuck all I can do. Actually, no, I'll take my crossbow out and I'll shoot it with my crossbow.
Give it a go.
As a bonus action, I will spend some health to imbue the bolts with my blood maledict.
Nice.
Full damage. Crossbow is 18 to hit.
Hits.
That is 8 plus 6 necrotic, so 14 damage.
14 damage. It took me ages to register that you said the number's 14 now. That was really weird. Someone's brain isn't awake. As this spider, shunk, takes this big bolt to like the side of its face. And you would hear in your mind, "You filthy little half-breed."
Oh, fucking hungry.
Anything else from yourself?
That's it, that's me, that's all I can do.
Okay. Where is that spell? There we go. Let's slow you down. Can't use Dominate Person anymore because it's only once per day. Give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Is this an attack?
No, this is a magic spell.
Oh, it's right, I'm proficient in that. 28.
28 passes. You watch as the underside of the spider reaches underneath itself and like curls round, and web just starts firing out from underneath it, coating the entire floor in a 60-foot area of this room that you are on in webbing. You conjure a mass thick sticky webbing at the point of your choice in range. Yep, red fills a 20-foot cube, so it will get the area that you're in, so 20 foot around you, and Webs become difficult terrain, and they lightly obscure the area. So those runes and stuff that are carved into the floor start to begin to disappear. Oh, and if the webs aren't anchored between two solid masses... Oh, no, they are, so that's fine. For now, you are not restrained. But if you start your turn in the webbing, you'll have to make another dexterity saving throw, and on a failed save, you'll become restrained.
Well, that's just mean.
Well, I don't want you moving around now, do I? Okay, so it launches this web out, which you manage to like turn sideways, and it the majority of it avoids you. And I don't know, maybe you scuff your feet in a place to like stop them from really adhering to that spot of ground that you're on. But as you look up, everywhere around you is now covered in thick, sticky webbing, and it begins to just move 8 legs across the ceiling until it is above you, looking like it does that thing where it like rears, but it's like hanging from the ceiling, as it looks like it's about to like do that spider web drop down onto you, as it is now your go.
Okay. Rule of cool.
Denied.
I am going to run out.
Okay. As soon as you need to run, I need a dexterity saving throw, please.
Alright, so with my plus 11, that gives me a dirty 30.
Okay, so that's actually technically starting your turn there. Starts its webs or enters it during its turn, so dexterity saving throw, yeah, fine. Yeah, that's fine, so you were not restrained. You managed to like step on like tiny bits that like aren't...
I'm going to move away.
Yeah.
With my bonus action, I am going to change the blood maledict on my crossbow to fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to turn around and shoot the floor where the oil is.
Perfect. I'm not even going to have you make an attack roll because it's in a big area, and also the web is susceptible to fire. So you tink, and it like, the crossbow bounces off the floor, creates a spark. The blood maledict also goes off, and this fire just erupts underneath where the spider is about to drop down, and it like screams. It's not covered in fire yet, but it's over the top of flame. If it doesn't move in its next turn, I will give it fire damage, but the webbing starts to burn away, which then affects the webbing on the wall, and by the end of its next go, all of the webbing in the room will have been embered away.
Cheat.
So, is that the end of your go?
That's me done, yeah.
Okay.
That's action, bonus action, and movement.
This spider screams in pain like a lobster boiled in a pot that everyone says is air escaping, and it just runs in the same direction across the ceiling that you went, and just doesn't even try to like gently come down, just drops and tries to land on top of you. It is going to use its attack to try and slam into you because it gets a multi-attack at this point.
I did that as an attack, and I'm sort of turning around. I slice just down my arm with my claw, and I'll invoke my blood maledict as I curse the eyeless at it.
Okay. Anything I need to do?
I'm amplifying it, so I'm going to take 8 damage.
Is this a reaction that you can do?
Yeah, it's
awesome.
Reactions. Because it's when a creature I see within 30 feet makes an attack.
Yep, perfect.
So, I'm amplifying it, so all of the creatures attacked until the end of the turn get a minus d6 to hit.
A minus d6 to hit. Okay. I will grab a d6.
I'm done.
I'm nearly done. I need to do the eye. I'm just waiting for it to dry. There's a d6. So it's going to take a 5 off this attack. And you can show off your lovely model while I do the attack. So, minus 5. 2. And it's going to... Oh, look at that. That's awesome. So did you spray that eye white, or did you paint it white and then throw in a wash?
So I've got a new little technique with doing eyes, certain eyes. So there is, on the war paint, there is True Blood.
Yeah.
So I cover the eye in True Blood, then go in while it's still wet with the white, and it bleeds in and gives it that red look.
Oh, that's cool. I'm going to do that in a minute. So, is that off all attacks or just the one?
So that's just its first attack. Every attack it makes, it has to roll a d6 and minus off.
Oh, so it is on all attacks?
On all attacks, yeah. But you don't have to use the same number. It says rolling separately for each attack.
Cool. So that's a 3 off the second one. 8 minus 3 plus its attack, which is only a +6. Both of them, as it like tries to like land on you, its pincers trying to like get into you. You manage to use like your blood maledict to maybe like spray it with blood, which goes over its like silver elven eyes in this spider form. But it is like trying to like pin you to the ground, but you aren't going down or anything at this point. It's your go. It's like right on you.
I tear the fuck. I drop the crossbow and I tear into it, teeth and claws.
Go for it.
Right. So infantry. We've got 17.
Hits.
Dirty 20.
Hits.
And 25.
Hits.
Right. 17. 27. 3 of those. So 27 magical damage, followed by 14 necrotic damage. 41 damage in total.
How'd you kill it?
As it sort of landed on me, I'll tear through it, and I'm getting up, tearing into it and barreling into it.
And yeah, as you do so, you're noticing that like the blood is not like elvish blood or anything like that. What you're seeing is this like yellow ichor, and as you tear into it, its legs start falling off, and as its leg falls off, you're seeing like it's not actually that, it's just it's changing its form, and it's becoming an elongated like oozy yellow appendage. Its head, those elven eyes, it almost assumes this like elven androgynous form, and then all of the eyes meld into one major eye as it just slumps back in a tendril of yellow ichor on the floor with this like eye that just begins to roll back in its head. And you have killed the YOCHLOL. Well done. I am trying out this technique with the eye. Yeah, I quite liked that. I think that's quite a fun creature.
I would say so.
How's everybody else doing out there today? What are you all up to? And Richard, are you going to do a me where you keep looking at it when you think you're finished and then do more?
A slightly short episode, Dibs.
Yeah. So I've got the white in the eye with that red, which I really like. But I love the pink underneath yellow. I really do. It's one of my favourite techniques for painting yellow. Right. So what's going on in Richard's world at the moment then?
Oh, actually, forgotten. Okay, in Richard's world, Richard is having a stock clearance.
There you go.
So, whenever Richard goes to an event with as Warrior Prince 3D, my minis are transported in 3 of these beautiful tubs. And they are filled to the gills with minis. Now, I have decided I'm going to do a refresh of all my stock, because some of these are some older releases from Artisan, Flesh of Gods, Cast and Play. Some of them are more recent, but I thought I'm just going to have a purge and do loads of new shit. So I am selling off, at clearance prices, all the minis. and doing blind bags. Each mini will be £2 a pop plus postage, but I'm going to do them in bundles of 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50 until those 3 boxes are gone. I will also be doing the same with my 75mm stuff, of which I will be putting pictures up on the Instagram, and we'll be selling them off in multiples of 3 and 5 probably, again at clearance prices. So keep an eye out, or drop me a message as of now if you want anything to get your hands on. If anyone is across the pond, I am more than happy to post there. Obviously, it will be additional postage costs.
Yeah. This was amazing. 3 more episodes to go in the Freya Stories mini-series. The main campaign inches closer to the series finale. Yes, and it's been really fun while I've been working late at night to jump into your guys' episodes. So, loving the energy levels you guys are bringing at the moment at the Mist Lounge. It's really, really cool. Absalom says, trying to set up a D&D stream for 2-shot game set in mythic ancient Greece. Wow. Hopefully I'll stream it the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's awesome. That's very, very cool. I will do my best to try and find that. Let us know times and stuff, Dan. Also setting up a villain for tonight's Marvel Multiverse character creation stream. Nice! What time are you going live, Dak? So I am just trying to do a bit more blending with the eye. So we get like some really... There you go, Richard. Thanks for the technique. Like this a lot. But I think, minus that lovely little section of white I can see on the back of the mini there, problem solved. I think I'm done. How are you doing? Have you gone back into it?
Yeah, I went back in and did a slight light dry brush to the part of the head and the upper scaly thing.
What are you dry brushing with? And maybe I'll steal that too.
Phalanx yellow, just to add that light little height. In the picture where it's at the top of his head, it's just got that little lighter patch. So.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're doing this. Since we've got time to go a little extra, maybe I'll use some demonic yellow. Oh no, where's my Oh, I know what yellow to use.
I thought demonic yellow wasn't going to be sort of bright enough for what I wanted.
No, but there's a Citadel one that I feckin' adore called Avalanche Sunset.
That's pretty dark.
It is, but compared to what I've got going on here,
I suppose it should work out.
I think that's going to lighten it up just enough. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Let's fuck it up. So, what's everybody else up to? Dragonborn, he asked, what time are you going live? Oh yeah, Dak, what time are you going live? Dibs, I don't think I have to tell anyone what I'm doing anymore. Masturbating with a biscuit in your hand. No, Dibs, we know you're painting. You spend all day painting. It's great. Okay. Let's start with that one there. Then we're going to grab a nice mix of things.
Alright, I'm done.
I'll give myself a couple more minutes. We've still got 28 minutes to go on this one. Not sure, need to be more consistent. I've been doing it around 10 PM, but I think I'd have more success streaming earlier. Yeah, I need to get some more proper evening streams in, which I'm hoping to do once I've sorted out the live events in 9 days. Fuck. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch it, because I find that, like, I think around 10 o'clock, anytime I see your go live notification, I'm usually right in the middle of something, Dak. And then it's like 2 in the morning and I see the Mist Lounge go live. So I will try and get back in on your streams, Dak. Okay, so I need another bit of tissue. The final piece is starting its paint job and then wiring up the cloud. Oh, wiring up the cloud and lighting effects. That's in the studio. Yeah, so you do the full-on lightning cloud thing where it like on the ceiling above you for your studio, Mike. If so, that's very cool and I'm very jealous. I don't have the patience nor the time to sit here and wire up and learn how to code lights. It's a pretty turgid stream compared to everyone else. That's right. No, it's just for the huge god that's coming out of the portal. Ah.
Biblical that one is.
So for the final dry brush highlight, I've actually mixed moon dust and demonic yellow together over the top of the Avalanche sunset. I think now I am done. So that is the yokel done. Is that focusing? Pretty happy. I love pink underneath the transparent yellows. Really, really sets it off for me. Let's see if I can get a bit bigger so I can see. There we go. Let's move this one. How's yours gone on, Richard?
So, let me get back to some. There we go.
Ah, yeah, buddy. There it is. I love the grotesqueness of like the dark bits underneath the gloop on yours. Crap as usual, pasty. I think we've done quite well there.
I'm quite chuffed with that actually.
Yeah, so am I. Gotta love the airbrush for things like that. That took us 35 minutes.
Yeah, I'm actually chuffed with that.
Yeah, me too. Jim Webb says mix some yellow with UV resin and get some ooze coming off those branches. Yeah, I could do. I'm not going to do that right now. I know we've got 25 minutes, but I'm not doing that right now. But that's...
I have got a pot of this.
I've also got a pot of UV, because obviously I use UV for the dice. So it's like certain like repair jobs and stuff. So I could do that. Also, I think you can use UHU glue, and because it dries slightly yellowed, that would work quite well as well. But I'd want to base it for that, I think, rather than just having it everywhere. But yeah, so that is the yokel done, which is definitely easy enough to get tabletop ready, if not more, within the hour. I mean, you could literally prime that white and cover it in contrast paint, I think.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but if you want to go a little bit further, and hopefully you've learned a few extra techniques today, because I actually think that we put a bit of effort into that, because we had the time.
I did actually, and I'm really chuffed with how that eye's come out.
Yeah, me too. I've learned a new technique for the bloody gross eye. We've got a nice little centre blue bit on there to contrast, and I fucking love throwing pinks underneath yellow. It's one of my favourite things to do. So I guess we'll close down the stream early, because we're done. Please go check out Warrior Prince 3D. Please go check out everything that they do. They are absolutely awesome. I say they, it's just Richard. And then go check out his wife's photography that she does for his minis.
I'm large enough to be a they, so it's fine.
Yeah. I need your missus to teach me how to take photographs with an iPhone, because...
It's not an iPhone.
I know it's not, but it's the best I can do. Yeah. Thank you so much to everybody watching. You know, if you've got Amazon Prime, hit that sub button with that. We won't say no to it. Check out the videos on YouTube. Obviously, please go check out Richard's store. Check out my store. And hopefully after the weekend, if there's anything left, there'll be a shit ton more dice going up on there. Also, I'm going to be sending Richard out some dice today, because I don't know if he's announced it yet, and I'll leave him at that, but I'm sending Richard some dice.
Which means, once I get those dice, we can get the pictures ready, and we are doing the Warrior Prince 3K follower giveaway. I've had a few people chip in with prizes for such things, so we're going to be having a set of dice.
Yeah.
And a paint set, a model set, sorry, from the wonderful Divs. Going to be doing a battle box and some bits and pieces from myself. And we've also been sent some STL files by a chap whose name in the moment I have forgotten, who will post up. So I'll be printing this set that he has sent me, and it will be going in as well.
Amazing.
So yes, all good fun.
Yeah, they'll be going out to Richard today, so that hopefully they'll get to him tomorrow. But until next week, guys, I'm back on Monday for Starfinder. Are you back this week for Abomination Vaults?
No, but I don't know if it's Abomination Vaults have been put back again because we're doing something else. So
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what's going on at the moment.
Well, we'll be back at Badges at some point. None of us know when. And I'll see you on Monday for Starfinder.
If you want some cheap minis, remember, clearance stock going, give me a shout, and there will be posters up with blind bags to follow.
Awesome. Guys, may those dice gods be ever in your favour. We'll see you next week. We love you. Take it easy, guys. Bye.